Hi everyone, I wanted to talk to you about my inner circle. My inner circle is a concept that came up during the lockdowns, and it's something I created for my followers and friends and family who basically were stuck at home eating not very ideal diets, gaining weight, feeling depressed, having digestive issues, and who, on a separate medium, by messages, by WhatsApp, or whatever, asked me for help. And I decided to create a group that came together once a week and we would discuss basically what was going on with them and try to help informally. It was a great concept. I really enjoyed doing it. It was free, it was really to support everyone that was struggling and wanted to join. And the group became really cute together. We had people from all over, and it was really nice to, have that connection as well. And I think we all needed it anyway. Aside from the health tips, we all felt very separate from each other, disconnected from the world. So that was such a good way to have an outlet. But of course, it was very informal. There was no syllabus. And since then, I graduated as a holistic nutritionist from HEHI. I am becoming a naturopathic doctor. My knowledge has expanded thousand folds, and that happens all the time because I'm just an eternal study, like a student. I'm always studying, and I love it. If I could be a just an academic, I probably would be that. I would just be a researcher. I love it so much. And one of the things, of course, that I need to balance with me gaining all this information is how to share it. And people are suffering, people are really struggling. And I see that with my clients, I see that with the general public, I see this on Instagram. And I wanted to create an inner circle. Last year, I had the concept of the inner circle that started, and it was very much about supporting women in our journey. But I feel that actually, because different women came with different issues, it was really difficult to kind of navigate subjects that would apply to everybody, and I didn't feel comfortable with the direction it was going in because I just felt like I wasn't able to give 100%. Some of the issues that came up in those conversations should have been were more private, were one-to-one coaching. And so it's a disservice sometimes to have these conversations that are very private in a group setting, when it came to personal life and struggles that people were having. People are happy to share, and this is great. This is why the inner circle is there. But I wanted something a little more mainstream and streamlined for everyone that joined to learn something that they could personally apply, because maybe one person would be married or not, but the way we eat applies to everybody. We all eat food, so, or we have to all exercise somehow, or we all have, if we're women, we mostly all have our cycle, or maybe we have, some people struggle with PCOS, and it's interesting for everybody to learn. Whatever it is, I wanted something a little bit more streamlined. So the inner circle this year starts with that. It's basically a course, and there is a syllabus to it. We're going to talk about nutrition, we're going to talk about herbs, we're going to talk about lifestyle, we're going to talk about naturopathic medicine and the approaches that we can take for different ailments as well, which is really, really important. This is not medical advice. It doesn't replace your doctor. If you're on medication, I would not be able to take you off medication. But what I can give you is the knowledge to then go and have a conversation with your doctor about your options. It's your responsibility, after all, to look after yourself and have some knowledge so that you can have conversations that are constructive with your personal care providers. If you're not on medication, if you don't have any issues, that is brilliant. We can all improve our diets, and we can all understand what does it mean to add more plants into our life. What does it mean not to have digestive issues? What does it mean to come up with amazing recipes and have fun in the kitchen? What does it mean to be practical, especially when we want to cook in a fast and constructive way? I will give all the resources that I have, including my friends and connections and guests from the podcast who can share their amazing work. There are some amazing guests that I interviewed that really do the work that can assist you in getting healthier, and everything will be there for you to take in, absorb, walk away with, and have fun with. The sessions will be recorded, so if you can't make a session, you'll have access to the recording, which is of course only accessible to the members of the team of the group in Inner Circle. And you will also have access to the downloads of the presentations that I create. So you have materials to work with. There will be workbooks that you can take home so that you can do exercises and you can practice, but there is no exams, there is no test, there is no, ultimately, there is no certifications for this. It's something you are learning for yourself. I know a lot of people, especially in the vegan world, who eat a vegan diet and they're not healthy and they really don't even know where to start. And this is actually very practical for people that are on that journey. I did it the other way around. I became plant-based, whole food plant-based because of health. And I then I embraced the philosophy, the ethical reasons for veganism. And at some point in my journey, I went through a massive amount of stress when we moved to Portugal, new country, language I don't speak well. I had to deal with a very, very narcissistic builder. I had to deal with paperwork and bureaucracy and things that were not clear. And I still deal with things like that every day. But now it doesn't faze me. At the time, it was just such a shock to the system. I left my routine in London, my amazing clients. I had full classes and I came here. Nobody knew me. Nobody knew what I was doing. I was nothing and nobody for people here. And I know this is not actually true. We should never think about ourselves that way, but I felt that way because my ego was attached to what my life in London was. So coming, it was such a shock. And as a result, also having family living with me, I really burnt out and I was going through something very traumatic, which I didn't feel I had any support with. And my whole food plant-based diet very quickly became still vegan, but very processed in the sense that I would have, sure, whole meal, pasta and bread, but pasta and bread and a lot of BioLife cheeses and burgers that were plant-based but still processed. I wouldn't really make them from scratch all the time. A lot of carbs, a lot of things that were just starchy carbs to just fill myself because I was hungry and I was really also eating emotionally. And quite honestly, I avoided Melrose for easily 8 months, to the point that I knew at some point that I wasn't not only feeling well, but when I looked at myself in the mirror, I did not recognize my body. I was living in a body that wasn't mine. And I get very emotional about it because it was a trauma that I, of course, brought on myself, but I just couldn't believe that I had been living that way. And it wasn't about the physical, it was about the fact that I was feeling horrible. I was feeling old and I felt like a fraud because I was a health coach who just wasn't looking after my health. So in any case, I changed that. I proudly changed that the moment I made a decision that I was going to prioritize my health again and I was going to put myself together. Magic really happened. And what I learned in that path, in that journey, in that struggle, is how much control we have over our health. So when we get sick, it's not about blaming, but we have responsibility, and prevention is the key to our health. So we all have a responsibility to be educated, to know better, and to try things that work for us. There is always a wiggle room to make our approaches different for our lifestyle, to accommodate what we personally need and what our families need. But I also know that as a woman in my 40s, going through hormonal changes, and many women having that problem, we need to find a support system that can help us not only educating ourselves, but actually implementing changes. If you have a family with kids, the kids will obviously eat kind of extra things in comparison to a woman in her 40s and 50s who's going through hormonal changes. We want to know what that is, and this is what I want to teach you. I want to teach you about nutrition, I want to teach you about lifestyle, and I want to teach you about how to implement these things. There will be one class a month on a Sunday. We come together a Sunday afternoon so that my clients and followers in the US can also join us, and we will go through the program. At the end of the presentation, you are free to ask whatever questions you need to ask, and we will answer them together. If I don't know the answers, I will personally say that I don't know, and I will go and research it for you, and I will get back to you personally, and then I will also talk about it in another session if you're comfortable with it, to actually give examples to the group as well, so that this becomes a knowledge base as well. And so it's very much about creating a community that is on the same path, learning things in an easy way, in a fun way, and in a way that is applicable. I would like to also occasionally, perhaps once a quarter, do a cooking class with you guys on Zoom so that we can all create some nice recipes together. I enjoy that a lot. I did that through the pandemic as well. Actually, I had some cooking classes, and I'm happy to get you some beautiful reviews for it, because everyone really had fun and I enjoyed it so much. I just loved it. So this is a program that costs 15 euro a month, absolutely nothing. And the reason I made it so cheap and affordable is not because it's not worth thousands. It's because I truly want everyone to have access to it. I want everyone to be able to come in the group, get the resources, and then have them forever and be part of this group for a very long time. If you sign up for the year, the price is 150, which means you get 2 months free. So you only pay for 10 months. You can cancel at any time if you are on a monthly or a yearly, of course. But if you have paid for the year, you have paid for the year. There is no refund for that. But for the monthly, you can cancel anytime. And I hope you don't, because I hope you find it helpful and you find this an investment that you can make for yourself. And the whole point of this is that I really want to bring in together something special. If you join the Inner Circle, you will also have access to recordings of my yoga classes that I do on Zoom every week. And if you want to join the classes weekly, you're also welcome to ask me about it, and I will share all the information. And then once a quarter as well, to add on to the bonus, we could do a nice yoga class together. And my yoga classes are not just yoga, they're not just flows, they are an embodiment of different kind of techniques. I do, of course, vinyasa flow, but I actually also embrace the some bar and Pilates. And the reason I implement all this together is because I want the body to be supple, I want us to breathe and move, and I want us to meditate in movement, but I also want you to build strength and to tone the muscles and to go deep into the tissue. Especially as we get older, our soft tissue is so important, so stretching, elongating, and strengthening is key. So we're going to work on that. So this is what the program is all about, and I have everything on my website, which I will share just now, and you can explore it, you can check it out, and I really urge you to take the time to reach out to me and ask me any question, and I hope that we can start this journey together from April, and I'm really excited about it. I'll see you soon.